My first experiences with that lovely issue goes back probably 20 years ago, involved in loud cars, involved with lots of firearms, lots of things that made lots of noises. And I've fought it ever since. With the folks here at Sound Relief, I've got better answers than ever before, but it's still there. I've always been pretty good at ignoring it. It was tough to ignore. Sometimes it would be one ear, sometimes it would be the other ear. Sometimes it's a squeal, sometimes it's a roar. You just don't know. Mostly I get pretty good at ignoring it. That's not always easy to do though. Well, I think I reached a point of not just the tinnitus, but also the hearing problems that kind of came together at one time that said I need a professional team to handle this whole thing. Not one for one, one for the other, which is what Sound Relief has always provided, are the answers to everything. And that's what I was looking for. And that's what I got. Starting treatment left me a little unsure because I really didn't know what to expect. We did the sound tests. We did all of the hearing things, the isolation of the frequency of the noise, all sorts of issues involved there. Didn't really have a lot of expectations, but I come up with answers. I've been pretty fortunate where it doesn't really overwhelm me. It's irritating. It's squealing in my right ear right now. So as we speak, it's there, but I just mostly ignore it. It doesn't really impact me like I've seen it impact my wife and other people pretty heavily. I've been fortunate enough to mostly rise above it a bit. I think my reasoning was I got tired of having to ask people, what'd you say? That just you get tired of that, and knowing that you're missing something. A decade or so ago, whenever I first started with Sound Relief, I just was mostly looking for help with hearing, knowing that the tinnitus was there, but not understanding that there was a possibility of treatment in combination with the hearing aid. Being pragmatic is always the nature of looking for the right person to do the right thing. A little bit of research. This goes back probably 8 or 10 years ago. I'm not too sure how I stumbled across Sound Relief. Might have even been a television ad. But the point is I saw them, did some research, did some comparisons. I spent my life in the electronics industry. So most of the people that are building hearing aids that you folks are using were my clients. So I knew them from that side as well too. The tinnitus has been there, still there right now, but it has not been the overriding concern. The overriding concern was not being able to hear well enough to communicate with those that are around you. I didn't really understand going in. My primary look was for the hearing perspective. The tinnitus treatment that is included in the hearing aids that I wear is of value to me. I think it has helped. It's helped me just mostly ignore that's there while helping on the hearing side of it tremendously. So I wasn't really expecting that. Got that. That was a big plus. I don't know if I can comparatively say that it was radically different. I was more comfortable interacting with people because I know I didn't have to say, as much. And particularly with those directly closest to you, that becomes irritating. Well, they'll just stop repeating for you. And that went away, which was goodness. So there's value in there, no question. But it didn't change things radically. It would have if I hadn't have had treatment, because it's gotten worse in the last decade. My ears have. So I know that it would eventually gotten to the point where I wasn't communicating well with those people around me at all. That's not good. I think the biggest issue when you start this journey is figuring out which ones. There's so many different mechanical, physical styles to all these things. And Sound Relief helped me going through all of those. We tried the inside, the ear, the outside. We tried everything that you've got. I finally settled with what I've got, and I like them the most. And you've gone on to help my wife do this as well, too, with a different answer for her than what I've had. So you've always had good answers. Your care has always been very individualized. You as a doctor, your team around you, always very personalized, very professional, very friendly, very kind. Is an interesting word, but it reflects the way you interface with people quite well. Well, if you're sitting there struggling with should I or shouldn't I, get off that pot. Just go do it, because you won't know what you know until you've tried it. and there's no fear, there's no issue, there's no problem with trying it. The team here at Sound Relief is really good at giving you all the options, all the ideas, all the testing, all the work you need, all the human interface that you need is right here, and it's really good. So just get it done. I think when you start this journey, you don't know that a little empathy would be of value. And it helps a lot to have someone who knows and has feels and be compassionate for what you're going through. The entire team here at Sound Relief is good at that. And it's about people and people connections. This is about interfacing with people. Your hearing is a cornerstone to that. The eyes, the ears, everything's now supplemental to nature, it seems like, but that's the way it goes. So get it done, get the good ones, be real, be well, and come see somebody that can help you. Mostly they're in denial. Frankly, my ears are fine. What? My ears are fine. What? No, sorry, your ears are not fine. Get over it. That I remember those days. That's ugly. Okay. It's also quite real.